to the sky, been spending time here looking at the pink and sunsets. No link to the way I think, I like the pink and the way this one gets. If I was the glow with the sun like that, I know eyes were born for me. No, whether it be now or later, I'm no hater, I live G. Talk about real on a real one, 23 years, just me no older. And everything changed, but I stayed the same with a few trips, tips and falter.
Good morning, everybody. How everybody feel? Everybody all right? All right. This is Valencia Fragrance Company coming back to you with another video. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we got another one in. We got something new in. And I want to talk about it because it's a little different from a lot of other fragrances we've been getting in. But it's a high demand for it. I've been waiting, and other people been waiting. Our customers been waiting ever since last summer for this fragrance. It's finally in. We're going to hurry up and do a quick video. Let's get to it. Knifey, where you at? Wow. Okay. All right, Knifey. This is everybody. Everybody, this is Knifey. Knifey, say what's up. Remember, peoples, he's not a player. He has cut a lot. Knifey, out of my shot, do your thing. Knifey, jump all up in the screen. Either or, peoples, what's going on? What's been going on with y'all lately? I've heard some people got some little bit of snow. Some people got a lot of snow. Poor people in Florida, it's 30. It was 35 degrees down there. They don't even know what to do with 35-degree weather, which is crazy because when we went down there, it was every bit of what, 80, 85. That was like when we go down there like a month ago, it's like 80, 85 degrees. Oh, we was right across from the beach. Everybody on the beach vibing out, 80, 85 degrees, and it switched up from 80, 85 to like 35. But some people got a lot of snow. We definitely got a lot of snow, and it was crazy. It was crazy. People fighting over parking spots and all that, and oh man. Either or, hopefully y'all safe out there. Temperatures has dropped. We was like at one time we was like -5, -10 a few nights ago. So I mean, I had to shovel my truck out. Man, it's been vicious up here. I don't know where y'all at, but when 35 states get hit by like a snowstorm and cold weather, 35 out of 50 states, it's 50 states, y'all. Not 51, 50. Okay, that's huge right there. That's huge. Either or, we've been waiting for this right here. Let's get into this. Okay, Knifey, I thought you ain't do your job. Okay, let's spray this box. It's at an angle here. Sorry about that, folks. I put it like that. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Everything sprayed. 70% alcohol. That'll do the trick. All right. Got my thing right here because I'm trying to block my computer from being sprayed, but nothing wants to cooperate today. You already know. Nothing wants to cooperate. So there we go. Be good with that. Let's take this out this box. Find out what this is. Hopefully I ain't sprayed so much alcohol that affected the label. Bam, bam. We'll throw that over there. We get to that later. What is this? Real quick. Bam. This is Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomade. I'm going to set that right here. So if that's Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomade, then what's this? This is Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomade. Bam. I'm going to set it down. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in both hands so you can see it. I'm going to switch it around. Bam. Like that made a difference, but it didn't. Listen, I got customers that's been waiting for this for quite some time. All right, there go the label so you can scan the label, people. Okay, so you can get you ain't got to type in the name. You can just go ahead and scan the label and it'll pop right up. I got people that's been waiting for this since last summer. My retailers and my wholesalers been waiting for this since last summer. Now, there's been a lot of other companies that came out with the fragrance. One of my wholesalers told me, Tim, X company came out with this fragrance, but I went to this the Bloomingdale store, man, and I smelled the Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomade, and I smelled theirs, and theirs ain't smelled nothing like it, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for yours. That's a bet, because you already know how we gonna do it. We're gonna do it, we're gonna get it, and we're gonna get it right. We're gonna come as close as that to that actual fragrance as possible. So nobody will be able to know the difference. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole point, you know. So he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and wait for it. You know, when is it coming out? And I'm like, I'm guessing January, February. You know, it depends. You know, so I mean, we would have got it in sooner, but you know, the snowstorm hit. We haven't even received mail since like the 23rd of January. We haven't even received no mail. I mean, you got Amazon running, you got UPS running, you got FedEx running, but the Postal Service ain't running. But they're gonna go up on their race this year, though. Ain't that something? All right. When I smelled this fragrance, what kind of vibe did it give me when I smelled it? When I smelled it and wore it, because the manufacturer gave me a small sample with, we know, when it came, before it came in. I ordered oh, I forgot what I ordered. Whatever fragrance that I ordered recently, it came in with that. I believe it was the Killian Love Don't Be Shy sample came in with that, and this was about maybe 2 weeks ago. So you know how I do. I like going to the market. Look, I like to eat. I don't know about you. I like to eat. I put on that Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomade. Now, when I first put it on, it kind of shocked me because I did not expect for it to smell the way that it smelled. Now, is that a bad thing or a good thing? I think it's a good thing. I just wasn't expecting it because when I'm thinking Louis Vuitton, I'm thinking of that Meteor. I'm thinking of that Louis Vuitton Lovers. I'm thinking that Louis Vuitton Imagination. I'm thinking that Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. I'm thinking of that vibe. It's gonna be a fresh, fruity, clean, maybe perfumey. You know what I'm getting at. For those of you who ordered the oil, the fragrance, but nah, it didn't come off with a vibe like that to me. But guess what? I go to the market. You know how I do. So, I'm minding my own business, picking up what I need to pick up. And of course, a lady pulled me up. Excuse me, sir. I said, hey, what's up? So she's like, I'm thinking that, it was the last on shoes. She wanted the on shoes. So she's like, what's that fragrance you got on? That smell good. So I'm like, I had to think about it because, like I said, the sample came in the box. I just said, oh, okay, Louis Vuitton, no man, let me try this out and put this on. And I completely forgot about it. So I had to think for a second. I said, oh, that's that Louis Vuitton um ombre nomad type. So she was like, that smells nice. It smells sensual. It smells sexy. I said, thank you. So get what I gotta get. Got my orange juice, headed around, to the lunch meat section or whatever. And a guy asked what I had on. So I'm like, the lady just asked me if it's the Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad. So he's like, oh yeah, that smell rich, man. Smell like you got money. I said, well, it, it's the fragrance is deceiving. If it smells like I got money, the fragrance is deceiving. So that's two people who pulled me up about this fragrance. Now, what is in this fragrance? What's making people pull me up? Because the same people that's going to pull me up when you go somewhere is the same people that's going to probably pull you up. Now, first and foremost, I thought, okay, when they gave me the fragrance, because I ain't think about it, okay? I'm thinking by the way it smelled, it was a manly fragrance. No, if you look at it, it says right there, unisex. Okay, so it's a unisex fragrance. Um, I was kind of surprised about that because it's a very dark fragrance. What I mean by dark, we're gonna explain that in a minute. Let's go by what's in this fragrance right now. Okay, we got the top notes: agwood, incense, and rose. Okay, now, so you got the woody, flowery, and incense coming right off the top. Okay. Now, got to break that down. So you got the raspberry. I'm a raspberry dude. Saffron. Okay. And amberwood. So that tells you it's a very woody fragrance. Okay. Now, kind of get this camera angle right. Okay. Talk about, you got the birch, benzoin, and ganarium. Okay. So they are, even though they are the bottom notes, when you put all of this together, it's a dark fragrance, which means it's a winter fragrance. This is the time you should be wearing this fragrance right here. This is the time for it. It's a if you go into if you the type to go to the club, be around a lot of people, vibing, in areas like that, this is the fragrance for you. Absolutely. This is not the fragrance that you should go in a professional setting with. For an example, if you work in a hospital, don't. wear this. Don't do that. You're gonna have the patients in the uproar. The machine's gonna be going off. People gonna be flatlining. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, it's too strong for that atmosphere. Okay, so but it's like a really for for those of you who ever smelled one of my favorite fragrances, which is Guess Night Access. Why is it called Night Access? Guys, for those of you who wore that fragrance, you got access. And you know what I'm talking about. That's a vibe, but it's a dark fragrance. Okay? It's a real dark fragrance. Another fragrance that's real dark is Tom Ford Oud Wood. That's a very dark fragrance. Okay? It's a woody dark fragrance. And this is a woody dark fragrance too. Louis Vuitton tried to break it up with the incense and the rose and the raspberry, but it still comes off as a dark fragrance. So I'm just letting you know it's a strong fragrance. Don't go splashing the whole bottle on you. You'll be smelling like this for weeks. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Okay. Then they have the dog howling. Oh, the cat. It biting your ankle. You don't put a lot of this on. Now, I'm saying, does it smell good? Yes, it smells nice. It does smell nice. It's attractive, but you got to remind yourself it's a dark fragrance. So you got to be careful with that. You don't want to put too much on. Should a woman wear this? No. This is just my opinion. Okay. It's a unisex fragrance, but it comes off more manly than unisex. And there are some fragrances out there that are like that. You got the Tom Ford Oud Wood. I think that's a little too manly for it to be a unisex. Now, as you're talking about like the ombre leather or the Tuscan leather or the Lost Cherries or the Tobacco Vanillis, okay, now they unisex fragrances. Okay, you're talking about the Louis Vuitton, uh, California Dreams, Pacific Chill. They unisex fragrances. Okay, ombre leather, to me, my personal opinion, is not a unisex fragrance. It's more so for a man. Let's go ahead and pour this fragrance. Now, you see what I done did? I done broke my funnel. I gotta order me another funnel. Don't judge me. So let's go. Let's open this up real quick. Smell it. I already know what it smells like, but I want to remind myself. Okay. See, that smells. It smells woody, incensey, leathery, and flowery. Now, I know you probably saying in the background, that don't smell right. That don't even the combination of the ingredients don't go well with what you saying. It smells good because you smell that rose and that agarwood at the beginning. You smell that raspberry and saffron, and then it really calms down. We smell that amberwood and it really calms down. So that's what's up. So it's very attractive. I know. I wore it. I got attention. Let's go ahead and pour this fragrance. We got the top notes, add wood. We got incense. Let's go ahead and pour this. It smells good. It's sexy and attractive. That smells good. It makes me want to keep smelling it. And I was quite sure what's going on with the people who pulled me up, the young lady who pulled me up and the man who pulled me up in the market. They smelled it, and I was like, oh, what's that? It smells good. It's not. I didn't put a lot on because I already knew that when I smelled it, not to put a lot on. But don't go putting a lot on this, on yourselves, people. Don't do that. It smells good. All right, let's pour this fragrance. All right, this fragrance is a little on the thicker side. There we go. They should have just gave me a 2 pound bottle. That'd have been better. Maybe they short on 2 pound bottles. I know that there has been the shortest when it comes to a lot of things lately. And especially with these tariffs. The shea butter all anything that's natural like shea butter, cocoa butter, the prices have dramatically increased. All right, one more time, people, so we can you can see this, you can scan this, bam. Can we get that angle? Bam. All right. So here go the second bottle. Let's go ahead and pour this. Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomade. Smells good. Smells good. It's a dark vibe fragrance. So don't think this is a fresh fragrance. It's not a fresh fragrance. It's a dark, woody, kind of oody fragrance. So I want that 1 pound, 15 ounces. Bam. Okay. All right, can we do? Let's do a little bit more. 2 pounds. Bam. All right, 2 pounds. I got about 2-3 ounces in there. Okay. Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad type. This is a vibe for when you are out and about chilling with your friends, maybe going to dinner, like that. It's definitely a winter fragrance. Definitely a club fragrance, club type or club atmosphere fragrance. Is it a professional setting fragrance? No, no. But if you go into the store, like I said, if you're around people, because it's very airy. It comes off strong, but it's airy. So when you walk past somebody, they definitely going to smell you. So um that's what type of vibe it is. Is it good? We're talking about a fragrance that costs about $450 to $500 a bottle. I would get the oil. Okay, I would get the oil. I'm just saying, smells good. It's unique. That's what I like about it. It's unique. It's dark. It's almost it almost comes off as wicked. It really does. It's about a half an ounce off of wicked. So just be easy with it. It's a good smelling fragrance. I smell it in my nose now. It's very attractive. All right, what are we going to give Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad type? From a 1 being the worst fragrance you ever smelled in your life, skunk mold peoples, to a 10 being the best fragrance you ever smelled. What are we going to give Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad? Here we go. I'll give it a 9. And the only reason why, that's a beast mode. Look at the beast. Look at the beast. Now, the only reason why I'm giving this a 9 and not an 8 is because the attention that it gave me when I was in the market, when I wore it. Because when I first put it on, I didn't like it. I'm being straight talk right now, real talk. I didn't like it, but as it calmed down, as it dried down, I'm like, oh, okay, that smelled nice. Never fragrance that was like that. That Killian, Love Don't Be Shy. When I first smelled that fragrance, I was like, ugh, that's for women. I was like, ugh. But when it dried down, I was tearing up the house trying to figure out what was in my nose. I went through all my fragrances and couldn't find it. The fragrance sitting right in front of me. I went through all the fragrances except that one, and it stayed with me. This is the same type of fragrance. It doesn't. It comes off as not. It's not all that, but as it dries down, it's like, oh man, that's a vibe. All right, peoples, hurry up and get this because just the name alone, it's going to sell out. It's going to definitely sell out. Any questions, any comments? We love to hear your comments. We love to hear your feedback. Just put it in the comment section. We'll definitely get back to you. Only positive vibes only. Anything negative, we're going to delete. We don't do negativity here. Okay. This is Valencia Fragrance Company. Smell like a boss. We out. Peace. That smells good though. It smells good.